Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Richard. How are you doing?
Good. Good.
Good.
Hi, Victoria.
And hi, Emily. I like the scroll you made for the calligraphy.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh. the Zanza. And yeah, I think this one, because it's kind of hard to say by writing. And I want to say the wholeness of the things you got improved than the last time first you tried and you showed us, you posted on that. And the whole thing is, I think, because you get used to the know more about the characters and you practice a lot and for the wholeness of the whole character individually, and also the two put them together, you know, also to yeah, on the same scroll, you know. Yeah, I like it. And you do like the walking and cursive, like a kind of in between, or you know, some of your style that I can see the things like more than the standard. I saw the movement there, and the gesture there, and the balance in the movement. So that's the most important thing, and your rhythm for that. This kind of things sometimes is hard to see just in the standard. But it's very hard, you know. You see the movement and thinking of the meaning. Also, you see that's very stable, and how to say, very sink and sunk down, very quiet, very calm, in the meaning of, you know, this kind of the mood. And but by looking at the cursive style shows the movement, and the balance in the movement is very hard. It's hard, but that's the if you got it's very well done, it shows the very beauty there. And yeah, it's not surprised you say you choose from the 6 pieces, you know, and you choose one. Very, very common. Yeah. Sometimes I did more than 6, absolutely. And sometimes the whole thing is good, or this character is good. The combination put together a little bit. And some pieces say each strokes are nothing wrong, but yeah, but the whole thing, the movement, the gesture, and just a little bit, you know, not that, you know, fluency, or not shows the power or the rhythm I want, you know. Yeah, very common, and doesn't mean that the rest of the 5 is bad, you know. Sometimes, yeah, just your choice. Yeah, very good, very good. I'm glad to see I mean, you guys to in my class to try things, to have fun with, you know, to making things. And absolutely, you are very ready to do that. Yeah. So yeah, have fun to do that. Try it. Very good, very good. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Today we learned 2 characters for the Lotus, and also for the summer. I think it's the time to learn the summer, the character, and also the Lotus. How many do you paint Lotus, or you? The probably the Western not very familiar with the Lotus, or like a water lily. You saw that?
I like to paint the lotus.
Oh, good. So
Yeah.
at least you saw lots of paintings in Chinese or Japanese. We paint sumi, or Chinese painting, ink painting for Lotus, right?
Right, and question, you
Yes.
know, because this word for lotus that we're using is a different lotus. What's the difference?
We have we have two characters for Lotus. The character in our handout I have given you for the sample, and the other character, I think Chinese name, Chinese name, you have that, right? The Lian.
Right.
They are
right.
just the two characters. And
But
also,
they can both be used in the painting of a lotus? Can they both be used in the?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And also, that one, in the Chinese name, a little bit harder to write.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit harder to write. And also, the water lily one, we put the character of the sleepy, sleepy water lily there. In the Chinese name, that kind of the lotus, that one. But this one we are learning is mostly for the lotus with the stem, with the stem, long stem, tall stem, stand out above the water, and the leaves are very how to say, like matte finish, fussy one. The water lily is very glossy leaf, smaller, right? And
Right.
mostly just the just above the water, but not that much stems stand out and very tall, right? But today we are learning the lotus is most for the stand out the tall one. And this is summer, absolutely. I think we also need to learn the character for summer, and it's time also when we sign our painting with the character and your name and the time, the year. Sometimes people put the season, like summer 2020, like that. Okay, let's do the standard summer first. So lots of horizontal one. And look at this one, you try to look at, which, the position of each strokes. Okay, first, horizontal one. Looks, this is the longest one, but sometimes we do not do that over. Okay, and a very short slant, and then continue with kind of the box thing. Kind of rectangular. Two horizontal inside. Don't have to touch the right side, that's too stiff. And then another horizontal one. And then a slant. Okay, and then very light, not very strong for this horizontal one. And then slant. The last stroke, press. That's the standard. I think I did the slant a little bit too strong, because normally this kind of structure as I said, the last stroke of the press need to dominate the things, the whole thing, and also mostly should be stronger than the slant to the left. And also this stroke, I think, compared with the sample, kind of too short, too small. So didn't get very. So when you do like stroke by stroke, still you need to kind of look at the whole thing. Oh, I don't know. Seems like the structure get a little bit better. Anyway, you look at the sample when you practice. I think here a little bit need to be more closer will be better here. Anyway, let's move down the walking style. Okay, for the walking style, it's really kind of changed, but some common rules bring it actually more common to do. So still upper part and the bottom part, 2 parts. So for the upper part, you only do this one, and then back to the center, and then continue with the lower part, big dot. So bring kind of the 2 parts, the upper part, just this. Back to the center, include everything, you know, like a two horizontal one like that. And then continue the strokes. The upper part is just this one, and then back, and then with the big dot. So put them together. And especially for like 2 parts become one character, do not put 2 parts too separate, put them closer, put them closer. And this is kind of the upper and the bottom, try to straight center of them, no matter in the horizontal or the, I mean, no matter of the cursive or walking style. The other things I want to say, well, save to the next character. Okay, this is the walking style. And yeah, for like some things for the, look at the sample for this stroke. This stroke is become the slant, right? Become the slant. So when you do that, sometimes if you can arrange not very straight, a little bit, you know, a little bit curve will be very beautiful. Yeah, like that. Will be beautiful. Okay, then let's look at, so some strokes become one stroke. That's very common in the walking style, not just stand there. This is the cursive style, running style. So even faster. Most change are the top. See, the lower part almost the same from the walking style. So the the upper part is become just the dot. Some people put this dot more horizontal, some just a little bit just with the direction of the dot. So the upper part become really one dot and one horizontal one, right? And then just very easy. And you know, the upper part become very simple, and the lower part is almost stayed the same. That's it. Okay, now this single character we do for summer, and also, did you learn sky or day? Yes, we did. So you put like a summer day. Remember, this is very easy. Two horizontal one, and then slant to the left, press to the right. I remember Susan did a very beautiful one I mentioned. Okay, this is summer day. Put together is also summer. If you want to do two characters, it's summer. And by the way, we reviewed this sky one. It will, as element appear in the other characters sometimes. Later we will review it. And here is the combo of the word for the summer. So, and you know, this is the character for big, right? This is for big. And this is sky or day. And put together is summer. Single character is summer. Okay, let's look at the other character for Lotus. The handout. Is there any elements in this character you think you remember we learned? At least you can recognize it. Is there anything?
Yeah, flower.
Yeah. The top of the grass top. Yeah, we learned at the flower, right? The flower. Very beautiful. And I think you use it, right? Kathy?
Yeah.
That's why I remembered it. So it's it's repeatedly to appear again and again. That's why I said we all get familiar and familiar. And what about else we learned? Anybody remember that? Besides the flower?
The mouth?
The mouth, correct.
Yeah.
It's in the center, the mouth. And actually this grass top, we also learned at the last class for the sunset set, right? The sunset, the set, because I think I mentioned the set also indicated like the in the fall, the the leaves fall. So that's why with this grass top there.
Isn't the radical on the left person?
Yes, yes, yes. Hey, I didn't write. I said, I'm getting older and older. This larger, I said, what else character I can do for the also this character. So this is a large, right? And this is people person, remember? Yeah. This is a people person. Also, the single character by itself is character for people. And if sometimes, you know, in Chinese character, we have this kind of the role, bring this character to the radical for other character as element for the radical. So bring this to the vertical stroke. So this is the people radical. Okay. And why this Lotus, we see that many things on the, that's of, elements there. Absolutely. Sometimes we see different radicals and combine together to make the characters, but we also we just call one radical. I will explain later. The grass on top. And then too soon to leave. Mouth. A little bit shorter and close to here. Here, I think I left too big space, too much space here. Yeah, too spacey here. Okay. I'll do it again. Yeah, these two cross, we call it cross. You remember as cross, but when you do as radical of a grass, put the two vertical sides a little bit like that, and this more like the dot or vertical, and this kind of the slant. this part touched, but it's okay. Just some people do the mouth later, and some people do this first. Yeah, something like that. So when the character with the left stroke of a vertical and the right one, normally the right one stronger than the left one. And so for this character, I said I want to see some balanced things about the something put together. So the top radical is the grass radical we call, so indicated this is a plant, flower or tree, some things, you know, like that plants category. Absolutely lotus are plants, so this radical. And underneath, actually, why people's radical here? Underneath this part actually is the he for one of the Chinese last name. Yeah, this is just the last name. Okay, in Chinese character, some part for the character for this indicated plants or animal or people, and this part and just for the sound for this whole character. So different meaning there. For meaning, upper part, grass, and for the sound, that's why people's radical here, because this is people's last name. We use this as elements for the sound for the lotus. The meaning is the grass top on the top. Okay, let's look at the, sorry, one point I forgot to say. But for the lower part, we know this is two parts, right? Two parts, people's radical and also this part. This part is other character for like may, you may, you can, you might. Or you can, other character. Anyway, those two parts, as we said, this is the as radical should be smaller, occupy narrower space compared with this part, right? Because this is the radical. So for the balance, do not put like the underneath the two parts to cross on the bottom and on the top and the bottom. You do not do that like I said, slot to slot. You do not do like that. You do not do that like a slot to slot. Understand? You need to do this part bigger and this people radical a little bit smaller. Like we did, that's why I said, see this part. You do not evenly do that. Because I found some people try to do the fall, the sunset one. you know, do not do this slot to slot. This is water radical, right? The water radical more to the left and occupy smaller space. And this part, I mean, more to the center, bigger. And I didn't do this one very beautiful, but try to explain as radical occupy the smaller space, and this occupy the bigger space. So this is the Lotus for standard character. One more thing. I always forgot for the homework. For this radical, the radical of the 3 dots of the water radical, this part. The 3, I say 3 dots, right? But 3 dots with some, put together, with some direction. And for the last one, you do down first and then back a little bit to lift it. Okay, look at me. 1, 2, and then see the brush down first and back and stretch out to lift. Like that. Okay, instead of what? Look at me. Instead of just draw it, this stroke, instead of just draw it, I can make a curve, draw it. It's not calligraphy writing. Okay, do this, press first and back and then stretch, even to the center and then stretch out. So instead of this is not correct. Yeah, that's one point for this kind of the dot for the water radical. Okay, let's look at the walking style for the Lotus and the walking style for the grass top. I think we learned a couple of times. And these characters continue with the slant for the bottom part. So put them together. Two dots become this kind of order, huh? 2 dots and continue with the horizontal one. And continue with the slant and back to vertical, horizontal. And this mouth one become just kind of the 2 dots or 2 horizontal one connect together and connect with the last stroke. Mostly it's just the change of the grass top orders and also connect with the slant one. And the mouth one become not squarish strokes, but in the 2 horizontal with a little bit of direction to indicate the, the box one. This is very easy to be recognized still as the standard one. Yeah, something like that. And sometimes you can do more in a connector for this. Some just a little bit, yeah, the trend, I mean, tendency to shows that doesn't have to be worried about that. And seems like my horizontal, this stroke is too long here for the sample one. Not seriously wrong, but for, you know, the most beautiful balance, you try to do something. Anyway, as you put something in a more fluent, you got your own rhythm. Okay, let's do the cursive one. Oh, it's beautiful, and also lots of common things. We will see other places. Because how to do for this one, I say that can or you may, you know, this kind of things. This kind of things. It just simply become, you know, become horizontal, and back of the circle. That's it. So horizontal and circle and end. Just become that. And the people's radical become kind of a repeat things, only a slant, but with some press for the slant. So this is just become of after the horizontal one, just become, and that's it. Continue with the other thing. Become a one stroke and a slant, not a vertical. Okay, so the whole thing and the grass top almost the same, right? 2 dots first and the horizontal one. And the 2 dots, you can see the start one for the starting is more power there for starting. The second one is lighter, you know, just follow the rhythm, like the second beat. First down, yeah. And for the last stroke, because normally continue with the whole line thing, the other characters, or at the end, like 2 words together, 2 characters together, and you write vertically something. Normally you can extend them, but doesn't mean very very fast. You still do with some power for the ending thing. Yeah, actually I saw like when you are in the class first, some people say, oh, what's this cursive style? Oh, and then I saw from your homework, and most people do very well, very well. I mean, on the cursive. and each time are different. Even for this kind of the circle one, not perfect round shape thing. You do a little bit something in, you know, in the square and the round, the smooth one. And sometimes, you know, a little bit of rhythm there. Yes, and this part kind of, we know where it's come from, right? There's a mouth or some things. Do not do too small, kind of the main part here. So. Anyway, I think it's beautiful characters for cursive style. Anyway, so now what you can do for this Lotus, you can do the only character, single character you can do is for Lotus, and also if you put we learned the character for flower, you put them together, it's also indicated the Lotus flower. So you can do Lotus, right? Lotus, and also we learned the flower, remember it? Grass top. And when two grass top put together, sometimes you try to make them, you know, a little bit different, you know, like more connected or a little bit with other, I mean, other stroke, you know, it will shows a little bit different. Or you can use the word for today we learned for like summer Lotus. That's very common, right? Summer Lotus, or say Lotus flower, or just the single Lotus. Yeah. So what you know you like? I think this very useful though for the painting. And you know, this is also you can do for the summer. You can do like the when you down the painting, you do you know 2020 summer. And absolutely you can do summer day, you know. So just to have fun with that. Yeah, to try to do some things. And also remember we learned the water. I think the first section, I forgot, I think so. Remember, this is the water. Water. And did we learn this word? I think I explained, but we didn't seriously learn that. This is among or in between. This is the middle thing. Kind of the flat box, and then center vertical thing. Remember, I called the Chinese China is called 中国, it's a center country. Center country. Remember, I mentioned that, and the Japan is called sunrising place, or where the sun come from, the place. And the China think this is the central country. So this is for the central one. So when you can do like a 水中河 water center lotus. Which means lotus in the water. Lotus in the water. Because we learned something like the mountain, right? But lotus normally is not in, we don't call it like a mountain lotus. We call mountain flower, but lotus always in the pond, in the water. So, all right, again, lotus in the water, because kind of useful. All right, some. I mean, the middle, the centered thing, character for character. And the walking. The cursive one actually is kind of the this order. So water, and this centered thing. So water, I mean the lotus in the water. Something in the middle or among or in. And this is the lotus we just learned. So you can use in the paint or the single characters. Middle, center for this control. Okay, Any questions so far? For understanding or for so far on your feeling or cannot see clear or
So Victoria, I
Yes.
have another basic question.
uh-huh.
What's the, I thought I understood the difference between a radical and a character, but
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay, in the Chinese character, how to make it, we do have some compound character,
Mhm.
yeah, like one part for the meaning, like a category of the people or
Right.
the animal or the grass, and the other part for the sound.
Oh,
For the
okay.
sound. So for example, this water, this lotus seems, the meaning seems not, there is nothing to do with the people, but why the people radical there, that's why I said the underneath, the bottom part is actually come from the one of the last name. That's why with the people radical there, absolutely people radical, right? Indicated the people's last name. And we borrow just the sound for that characters. And the meaning is on the top. Normally the radical indicated the meaning or the category belongs
Okay.
to, belongs to the plants, for example. Mhm. And what else question you have? And I mean, for the whole combination, we learned how to keep the balance. If as radical, do not occupy the even size. Normally smaller, smaller. And
Okay.
yeah, some like we learned a couple of times for like the 3 dots for the radical indicated water, right? Like a water drop here. So 1, 2, and the third one dot first, and then leaf. Actually, like that. Mhm. So we learned a couple of times, and I said we will learn more and more the practice.
Veronica. I mean, Victoria.
Yes.
When you're writing that bottom dot on the water radical,
Yes.
sometimes I've seen it offset a little bit to the left. Or is it definitely dot, dot, dot under each, the dots are under each dot is under the dot above it?
Normally for standard, we do 1, and we do the whole kind of the curve like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the second one a little bit, close to the first one, but a little bit like out for that.
Okay.
For that, and the third one, because curved like that. The third one back and a little bit larger space from those two. I kind of this.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of this kind. Yeah, kind of that. And when you do 3 of them together, I think you you did perfect, like big press and that. Sometimes a dot here and then connect for the, for like that. Press here and press here, or even faster, just 1 press here, very fast. Yeah. Yeah, I think the Emily and the Hugh, you both did this perfect. Yeah. And during the even the grass style, just a curve, but you still, you know, with sometimes with the press or the speed different, you can still do not just remember you are using brush. It's soft, so do not do very fast and just consider this as the hard pen in a hard stick and very even, very fast. That's really hard to become beautiful. So still try to write slow, but very fluent. The image is very fluent in your mind. I think you did very good. Better than I mean the stereotype says, oh, the beginner they cannot do the cursive style. I think, as I always said, those are kind of the different ability and the different we can find ourselves. And so far, I think you did even better than I expected. That's very good. That's for the sunset one. Yeah. And I think for one student, I wrote the comments of so the right part, normally the right part, because three water part, right? And the right part normally a little bit bigger. Do not do the too short, you know, too short than the radical part. Same thing when we do the Lotus as a radical or as the end. Do not do, I mean, too short or too small, too weak as the last program, like the concert. And the calligraphy, we say not the nail tail, you know, even not nail tail, even some thin one, but you do gradually lift. Gradual lift and with some power, you know, with some power. And then you stop there. I'm doing the middle or the center. Okay, any questions about today's class? And you can do some combination. And remember we do the moon. So you can also do the moon, lotus. Chinese like the moon. And also, you can do the summer moon, right? Summer, we just learned. Summer moon. Yeah, the lotus underneath of the moon, or in the moon, or moon night, or in the moon night, or at under the moonlight, you know. So those two are beautiful characters and a good meaning, and then you can put them together. Also, if you still have things you want to learn, this is the character for the underneath. One horizontal one, one vertical one, and then a dot. See, this is very easy. It's underneath, or like the down, or the bottom part, you know. And for the walking class, I mean walking style, very fast, like a one stroke. So you can do moon, underneath moon, lotus, lotus underneath, I mean under the moonlight. Ooh, that will be beautiful. If you can do the painting like that, because we call the poetic painting. Yeah, the moonlight, and under the moonlight, I saw the lotus. You don't have to do the water thing, or you want to do a little bit of water thing and indicated the pond or some, you know, water thing on the background, or just the lotus, because the moonlight, you wouldn't see that clear of the other things, just the lotus stand out. And the moon, you can do a little bit of things like that. Anyway, what else question you have, or for next class, you need to sign up again for the next 4 classes. We have the, I think Henry put the link for the next class already in the class section. So yeah, please sign up for next week and continue the 4 sections. And we have absolutely more things to learn, some good word to learn. I'm thinking of too many things there. So any question now?
Yes, I have a question. When you
Susan?
said a summer lotus,
Uh-huh.
summer day,
Yes, summer day.
you put summer first when
Summer
it's
first.
vertical,
Summer
and day underneath. Now, if you do moon lotus, would it be moon first and then lotus? Yeah.
Moon first. Moon first.
Moon first. Okay.
Moon first.
Okay.
Moon first, and moon first, and the lotus followed later. And also sometimes you can put the even as an actual word for the under.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you.
Or sometimes you just I think in the language thing you can omit this under, right? It means
Okay.
moon lotus. That's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moon lotus. Okay. Moon
Moon
lotus.
Or sometimes you can put this the middle thing there, or among. You think the under the lotus under the moon, or among the moon. It works. In Chinese it works, among, or doesn't have to be under. You know, sometimes when I saw it, I think it's, you know, sometimes the moon is here, sometimes the moon is there. You know, if it's here, I think, oh, it's in the middle among, my lotus is stand up, lotus among the moon, you know. So you can use both, either, I mean, among or in the center or under.
What about above? Over.
Above. Whose question? Whose question,
What?
Emily?
Me, Susan.
Susan Mary. It's good, but I think it's too many there to put the to above and under together to learn. It's very good to
Okay.
put, yeah, them together to learn. Do I have paper?
That's another character.
Another character, of course, another character. Okay, let's see. We learned horizontal first, vertical second, and then one dot here, just not in the center here, just under the earth one, under the horizontal one, a dot. This is the under, okay? And what's the above? Vertical first. And then a little kind of a dot thing, and the earth one, or the larger horizontal one.
Yeah, okay.
Very kind of close and easy to remember, kind of a reverse thing.
Okay.
So better put them together. Yeah, and this is when you do like the walking style. Some people do this as a one dot, like, or do that. Yeah, very easy to remember, isn't it?
Okay.
Okay, what else you think you can do something? And some people do like a little slant.
Veronica,
Uh-huh.
if you wanted to write like under harvest moon or lotus under moon, what would you do? If you wanted under harvest moon, like, you know,
What's your question? How to do the
I mean,
painting?
we haven't learned harvest yet, but
Harvest, no, harvest is very hard. Let's save to the autumn. The character is very hard. Mm-hmm.
But would you write then the under at the top and then the harvest in the middle and then the moon, or? if you were writing it.
Oh, the order.
The order, yeah.
Say again, what's your combination?
Under harvest moon.
Under harvest moon. Under harvest moon, moon first, harvest first, moon second, under at the end.
Uh-huh.
Because
Okay.
you try to modify the moon is the harvest moon, right? We put
Right.
the things for modifying that things. We put that things before the things you want to modify.
Okay, that
So
makes,
harvest first, moon for second, and the under at the end.
okay, that sounds good.
Sounds good.
It's interesting because, you know, when a lot of times in the poetry, they even leave words out, you know, to get that
Of course. Mhm.
special
That's right.
rhythm, you know, of seven, what is it, seven sounds or whatever in a poem?
Mm.
Or is it five? I can't remember. Some of them.
We have both 5 and 7.
Oh, okay.
5 and 7. And 7.
Yeah,
And
I've tried to read some Chinese poetry. I
oh,
get out my dictionary and I look up some of the words, and it's really funny because I
Yeah.
think, how did they arrive at that?
actually, when I read the Japanese, the kanji, because there are some kanjis there, and I don't know Japanese at all. But for the some products from Japan, they do not have the exactly the in English. Actually, I by reading for the Japanese, like the poem, like leave out some things. I saw some kanjis make sense if in the whole line, or the whole whole paragraph. I know the meaning about like you say in the poem, like in the poem you can leave out some keywords when it makes sense. Actually, we do things on the painting. On the painting, you write I said a phrase, right? A phrase, normally a sentence of the poetry. And in the poetry, not exactly grammatical correct like we speak, or in the class, the teacher teach you in the class, or when you do like the grammar check like that. It's a poem, it's a poem, it's poetry, and you can leave out some things, or with your order or your decision of some words, and sometimes actually it's switched. So lots of that's why I said we since we learned some keywords, we can do the phrase or do some things to state our painting already. So doesn't
right? But you've done really well. You've really done great.
thank you. And
learned a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, sometimes if you want to make sure some things, does it make sense, or looks really weird or funny, sounds reasonable for me, but what about you can ask me. Yeah, make sure.
Okay. See you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. And yeah, please sign up for next section. Thank you if you want to continue to learn.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
Victoria.
you. And enjoy.
See you next time.
Thank you. See you next week.